Okay, next tutorial. Today's makeup is honestly something I never thought I would ever do, but I did it, and here we are, and I'm having a lot of fun. I'm actually meant to be dressed up as my version of Winnie the Pooh, or more specifically, my version of Winnie the Pooh from the upcoming horror movie, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, which sounds absurd, and it really looks like it's gonna be, and I can't wait for it. I really thought it'd be fun to try and do the makeup from the poster of this movie. I just wanted to see how it would turn out if you took something like that and translated it into a 3D makeup, and I had so much fun doing it. It's so silly. Look at my little bear ears. But yeah, so there's not much else to say about this makeup really, other than if you'd like to learn how to do it for yourself, stay tuned. Okie dokie, so the first step is going to be to pop on a plain latex bald cap. I'm also going to be blocking out both my eyebrows as well, so I'll pop a couple links on the screen up there that takes you to the 2 videos that I did in the past that teaches you how to do those 2 things, just to save a little bit of time up in this video. So I'm going to go pop on a bald cap, block out my eyebrows, and we shall go from there. So there we go. So as you can see, I also went over my ears as well because we are going to be using some fake ears later on. I also went over the edge of my bald cap with about 3 to 4 layers of more liquid latex just to blend off that edge. So then we can move on to the next step, which is completely optional to be honest, but I want to use some prosthetics to make my cheeks look a lot more fuller on the sides. I really want to change the face shape. So I'm going to be using some foam latex cheek prosthetics that I got from mostlydead.com. I'll flash that link on the screen there. They're quite simple in terms of prosthetics. They are literally just cheek pieces that go around this area here. As you can see here, they've got really gorgeous thin edges, and I just really think they're going to help add to that grin that this character's got. So if you can imagine the eye here and this really gorgeous pulled up grin and their smile, I just think it's going to really help the look. And to stick foam latex prosthetics down, I like to use Prostick. It's just a really good adhesive for effects makeup. I'm going to take a paper-based cotton bud, dip that in some Prostick, and then apply that to the middle of my prosthetic and then the corresponding area on my face. Give that a few seconds to let it go tacky, and then I can press the prosthetic down and then start applying some more Prostick to the edges and then stick everything down. Okie dokie, so once you've stuck things down, it should look something like this. So as you might have noticed, I've popped the prosthetics a little bit lower down and further out than you would normally place them. This is just because his grin is so wide. I wanted the folds where the grin is going to be quite spaced apart, so I've placed them in this position here. So as you can see, I've got this lovely curve going around either side of the mouth, so I can go right along the bottom lip and join it up, and I can have this really creepy long smile. So the next step for foam latex is to blend off the edges. So I'm going to do it in exactly the same way that I did with the Prostick, which is to take another paper-based cotton bud, dip that in the Prostick, then apply that to the edges of my prosthetic, making sure to go away from it rather than back and forth. So I kind of do a rolling motion, so say I would apply it here and then roll away and going all the way around. You don't want to go back and forth, otherwise you might lift up the edges. So just go nice and slowly, but make sure there's an extra layer of Prostick around the mouth area, because if you're going to talk a lot like me, you want as much security as you can around the mouth so nothing lifts up. So then, once everything is nice and dry, we can start painting the face. So I'm going to be using a Superstar face paint in their lemon yellow, and I'm going to apply that on my face, my bald cap, my neck, and the prosthetics. Okie dokie, so now that we look like the centre of the sun, we can start working on the next step, which is going to be the nasolabial folds. So obviously for this look, we're going to be drawing them on quite a bit higher than we usually would, so instead of going around the nostrils and then following this shape here, we're going to go quite high up, go around and then down and follow this prosthetic shape here. Usually I'd use a cream for this, but because we're going to be working on foam latex, I'm going to be using a watercolour, more specifically a Cameleon face paint in black, and I'm going to follow that line that I said before, so just around the top of the nose, all the way down, follow this shape and then sweep it down. We can then take some more of that colour and then blend it away. Okay, so don't worry too much about it looking too neat for now. We just need to get the basic shape. So then we're going to do exactly the same thing again, except this time we're going to do a new lip shape. So we're going to take the black watercolour again, and we're going to draw a new lip going around the cheeks, leaving a small gap in the middle, and then taper that down as well. Then that colour can all be tapered away. Hopefully then it will give an illusion of a bare nose and then a nice big grin. And whilst I'm in the area, I'm also going to take this lip shape and then blend it so that it's almost a half moon shape of shadow, just to make the nose look a little bit more rounded. I'm then going to take the same black watercolour and draw a half circle around my chin and blend that colour downwards just to make the chin look a little bit more rounded. I'm also going to add a little dot in the middle and blend that out as a little tiny chin dimple. So then I'm going to work on the nose. So I'm going to draw on a little bare nose, a little bit higher than I usually would, and then draw a line going directly down the middle. So there we go. I would say that's very nice. Sorry. So then I'm going to take a red Superstar face paint and draw on a new lip. It's going to be really, really short on the ends, but it's mostly full at the bottom. Then I'm just going to outline the underside of the lip with the same black watercolour from before. I'm then going to take a white Superstar face paint and I'm going to add a few little lines and dots just around the bottom part of the lip to act as a glisten. Then we can move on to the eye area. So I'm going to be using the black watercolour again for most of this. So I'm going to start by drawing on two really harsh eye bags just underneath the eye and then follow it round and go just above where your own natural socket line would be, because we want the eyes to look quite exaggerated. Then before we do anything with that line, I'm just going to colour my eyelids and underneath my eyes black and then blend that away, but not too far enough that it meets this line. Okay, so then I'm going to work on manipulating this socket line. So I'm going to take a black eyeshadow, this one is by Sugarpill in Bulletproof, and quite a fluffy brush, and I'm going to start applying that to the edges, blending out quite far, but I'm also going to change the shape so it looks kind of sad. It's going to be quite heavy here, but then be this kind of a shape, so it's going to be very, very heavy in this area right in the middle. Okay, so some really dramatic looking eye bags. So then onto the fun part, which is going to be drawing on some eyebrows. So they're quite small and they do follow the shape that we've drawn with the shadow here. So they're about this long, to be honest. They're not very long at all. And they definitely curve downwards, so they're very sad for someone who looks so happy. So I'm going to draw them on with the black watercolour as well. Then, still with the black watercolour, I'm going to draw on some brow furrows and some forehead wrinkles. So these are going to be quite harsh, like the bottom half of the face. We're going to go following this sad expression that we've drawn on, and then we can follow it up, do some massive forehead wrinkles, and then taper them out. I can then go in with the same black eyeshadow that we used before and just blend some of these colours away. So for example, the furrow lines we want to blend away from the face, and the same with the forehead wrinkles. Then once those are all nicely buffed out, we can do exactly the same on the sides of the face for the crow's feet. So they're just going to go around the smile, then taper off, straight out, and then a few going upwards. So now I'm going to add some temples in. So taking the black watercolour, I'm going to do 2 half circles just about here and then blend that colour away, leaving its harsh edge just at the start. So the next step is arguably quite cute, and that is to apply some fake ears. So these are really nothing special. I made them really quick the other night. They are basically just cardboard ears with little struts attached. I just coloured the insides to look like an ear, attached some yellow felt and took some brown eyeshadow and just went around the edge really lightly just to make it look a little bit more three-dimensional. So I'm just going to take some Sprit Gum, apply that to the base and then stick them down. Okie dokie, 2 bear ears. And I'm going to be honest, this whole thing is kind of giving me a Five Nights at Freddy's vibe. Maybe an idea for a future tutorial, who knows? But for now, on to the next step. So this final step is completely optional, but as I'm going off the poster art for this look, there is a really nice blood splatter effect across the face. So of course that's what I'm going to do. Now it doesn't particularly matter which blood you use for this because it is going to be a really quick splatter effect, but I'm going to be using a Superstar stage blood. So in order to make the blood as splattery as possible, I'm going to mix it with a tiny bit of water first. I'm then going to take my spackle brush, which is basically like a really rigid toothbrush. I'm going to dip this into the blood water mixture and then spackle it going across my face in random areas. Okie dokie, so a directional blood splatter across the side of the face. Awesome. So then all that's left for me to do is to pop in some contact lenses, pop on a costume, and we'll see what everything looks like. And there we go. That's my look. Officially complete. So I finished off the look by popping in 2 fully black sclera contact lenses. I popped on a red shirt and some bloody gloves. I'm not 100% sure if the character in the movie is going to be wearing gloves, but from what I've seen of the teaser trailers, maybe? I don't know, either way I think it adds an extra element to the look. And yeah, so that's my Winnie the Pooh makeup tutorial. I had a lot of fun trying a few different things with this one. I wanted to see if I could make it as literal translation from the movie poster to makeup as I could. I did a lot more shading than I usually do because I wanted to try something a little bit different just to make this character really pop out of the screen. Hopefully that came across. I did really have a lot of fun doing it though. I also made a couple little extra props for this makeup because I thought it might be fun. They're very silly, but I do love them. And yeah, so that's my Winnie the Pooh makeup tutorial. I really hope you all enjoyed this makeup. If you did like it, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe and all that jazz. And yeah, so until next time, bye fluffies!